Are you finding that you're having different shortages also of,
I don't know because we haven't been in the store, but when I put down the brand, I say, or whatever is available, because yes, there are shortages. Wayne says we wouldn't believe what the shelves look like.
that's
So,
what everyone's saying, that there are shortages. I know
yes,
when I put in an order, I have to say, what would I accept as a replacement?
oh, okay, well, we'll take anything,
Well, right now, one of the, one of the foremost dairies, Highline Farm, there in Lenox,
Oh, yeah.
they found themselves in a position where they couldn't get their milk picked up and delivered. So they were dumping about 4,000 gallons a day.
Oh, how hard.
But now they got special outlets, and if you call them and tell them what you want, they try and get it, and you go and pick it up.
the schools were closed, restaurants were closed, so their sources of delivery were done for, but then they rechanneled them to the food programs and things like that.
That's what we're doing here in New York.
Yeah.
We're linking up with upstate farms to get their produce, their dairy.
Oh, good.
That we can give it to kids and families in need.
Right.
Because this pandemic is exacerbating all of our problems. It's
Yes.
almost like you can see everything that's wrong with what we're doing.
Right.
Right? Whether it's healthcare, 5 million people would be on expanded Medicaid if all the states gave it.
Right.
Not happening.
Right.
But can you imagine here with the pandemic going on, people getting sick every day, people going to the hospital, people doing all of that and not getting any money in? And Trump goes through the other night to go to the Supreme Court and tell them he wanted all of Obamacare destroyed, taken away.
Yep.
The whole thing. I mean,
The Affordable Care Act. It's really.
They're still trying to repeal it, and I didn't hear anybody from the Republican Party saying, "Hey, this is not appropriate to do now."
it should have been all of them.
There were some quiet murmurings, but there wasn't anything more than that. Pelosi spoke up on behalf of the Democrats, but it's outrageous. It's criminal. It's unfortunate. Well, he won't get it done. He's doing it, so that it's right there. I can't understand why. It makes no sense, and that's what everyone's saying. But of course, he's insane, and he's a Russian agent. So it makes sense in that context. But otherwise, it doesn't make sense. And he's not even going to get a ruling before the election. So who knows, why he's doing this, except that he spent his administration undoing things. He hasn't.
Administration.
Well, by doing that, he gets praise from Russia.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
he wants to have. Actually, I think he wants to be a dictator like Putin or Hitler, and he's not there yet. But once he gets to actually killing people, I still think that the Khashoggi, the reporter that was killed.
Oh yes, Khashoggi.
I think Trump was in on that and approved the assassination before it happened. Otherwise, why didn't we storm that Arabian embassy and look for justice? We didn't do anything.
No, we have not. We have.
No. And now you heard that and he's been briefed on this, and he's doing nothing, that the Russians are killing people in Afghanistan or. The
bounties.
Bounty hunting American soldiers who are fighting the Taliban. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, he's not. We also know that the GRU and they must be looking at our Netflix or Amazon Prime because they've named it Evil Core, and
Oh,
they're back to hacking the secretaries of state
oh my goodness.
at this point in time, just like they did prior to the 2016 election.
Right.
A repeat.
Right.
But you see, all these are patterns. So why should the patterns be discontinued? They're not going to be discontinued, right?
Just
It worked
kill.
before, and you're going to still have some kind of dirty tricks of some sort, and they're interfering with the elections now. So
Right.
it's going.
It's serious. It's very serious. And yet nothing is getting done. But where is the outrage? I just don't know where it is. It doesn't exist.
Well,
There
it's
is.
interesting. The cybersecurity article that I read about with David Sanger's byline, and David
Oh,
Sanger is phenomenal as far as I'm concerned in foreign affairs. It must have been on page 23, hidden in the New York Times. One small article took up maybe a third or less of a page.
uh-huh.
And only by scanning the paper could you really find his article on the Russian intervention. Not only that, but because all of our offices are now in people's homes, they're
Yeah.
penetrating office corporation computers.
Yeah, person by person. They don't even have to go to the main corporate office. They can
That's
just
right. They can go to whoever is vulnerable at home.
individuals. Yeah, it's terrible.
So we're leaving ourselves wide open. And
I
none of this would have happened under a person who cared about the
the country.
health and well-being of the country. You know,
Right. He's
they're
killing people. Yeah.
right? They're talking about the economy, but if everyone had shut down
Right.
at the same time
Yes.
early on,
Yes.
wouldn't have gotten such a foothold.
If there had been a federal mandate, because that's what, and someone said to me, someone who should know better, well, you can't have these poor small businesses suffer some. I said, well, who is going to come back and buy from them? Everyone will be dead.
Right.
And Trump, of course, is killing people as fast as he can, not only with the pandemic and the way he's handled it, but now he's taking away health insurance and he's off golfing. So, you know, he was golfing on March 8th, as I mentioned. And on March 8th, the first case had come in January 20th, and he had been briefed in November. And yet he was golfing or earlier. And he had been golfing. He was golfing March 8th, pictured on the golf course, smiling into the camera. And there were people that were alive March 8th. So, yeah. And that's the way it's going right now, too. And he's golfing today somewhere.
And we still don't have a handle on testing and tracing. And it's got to be, it has to be more than just people who are in poverty or people who are huddled together, you know, with no isolation. We're, you know, we're fortunate because we can self-isolate. But if you can't self-isolate and you're in a crowd and corporations do not adapt to the virus, then you're at the lowest level of society.
And it's not only poor people, it's like the man who was middle class or above, and he had a birthday party, even though he was told not to. And he was asymptomatic. He infected 20 people, including his 80-year-old parents. You know, it's just insane. It's insane. No restrictions, no adherence to the restrictions wherever they might be. So.
Well, they could mandate it. They could mandate it.
Federal mandate.
Yeah, and you could do a minor fine of some sort. Everyone's got to wear a mask.
Right.
If anyone asks me when I go outside in public, is it a pleasure to wear a mask? No, but
Yeah.
it's necessary. Do
Right.
I want to wear sunglasses over my mask to make sure my eyes are
Yeah.
covered too?
Let's see.
Yeah.
And I wear gloves. I wear rubber gloves when I go out.
Right. Just like Reverend Sharpton. His little blue-green gloves. I love them.
That's what I got. Blue gloves, the nitrile gloves. They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look just like this, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he wears.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
So, you know, no one gives a rundown on what the precautions are inside the White House or inside Trump Tower. They just keep telling you that they have increased that protection routine on the people inside, but nobody really knows what it is. I imagine they're on Trump every time he goes from one room to the other. And he's standing up to it, though I think he's slightly sick now, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Peter thinks he's had something. Not quite sure what, but just
it's as far as the pandemic is concerned, a lot of the people who have been asymptomatic but have had the disease in any case, a lot of them have wound up, even if they're young and in their 20s and 30s, with neurological after effects.
oh
So it's like having a mini stroke.
my gosh.
And so here you've got a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old who has no memory anymore or has forgotten certain learning skills that
Yeah.
they had, or has a phantom limb syndrome where they have aches and pains, but they really shouldn't have those aches and pains. So this virus is a very complex virus.
Mhm.
It's not just affecting people's respiratory systems. It's not affecting just your immune response. It's doing real neurological damage to those who don't really have the disease, or don't have the symptoms of the disease.
Mhm.
By the way, did you guys get a pulse oximeter?
No, we haven't. But I'm hoping that Todd doesn't have any. He seems fine. He looks fine. He acts fine. So I hope that he's okay. They call it resolving, if it resolves well, or if he doesn't resolve well. And I'm hoping that he's okay.
How many weeks is it since he had it, Cora?
Oh, yeah, it's been a month at least. At least a month, maybe more
He
than a
should
month.
probably be okay. One of the guys in my building had it, and he said he had terrible headaches, and it took 6 weeks for it to get out of his system, and
Oh my gosh.
for him to test negative.
Uh-huh.
So it's a
Right.
very tricky illness, and
Wow.
you have people out there saying it doesn't exist, or it's not real, or it's fake news.
Right.
Fortunately, people are now finding out it isn't.
Well, unfortunately, I think that our two cousins fell into the category of those people, and they paid with their lives. So, it's very unfortunate.
So
There.
Well,
let
I had
me
the
get
blood test.
what, honey? Yeah,
I
yeah.
had the blood test done. No, that was negative, so
Antibody.
antibodies.
Right.
I did too. So I'm waiting for my results.
But of course, you have the test, it's only good for until the next time you have the test. You can pick up the disease.
Oh, that's the scary part about the whole thing.
It
And
only tells you.
we don't know. That's why there is no rush to a vaccine. I read somewhere there's like about 120 different ideas on how to formulate a vaccine. but nobody knows what the antibody immunity is going to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's like, will it last a year? We don't know.
We heard that AstraZeneca is coming into the home stretch with some kind of a synthetic vaccine.
Yeah, there are a whole bunch of companies in this country.
But AstraZeneca is
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Oh, no. AstraZeneca is distributing Oxford in England. They're ahead. They're the company that's ahead. AstraZeneca is the pharmaceutical company that's going to distribute.
Well, you know, when you think about, and Bill Gates is building factories because
Oh,
he wants to inoculate the entire globe. So
good for him.
for our own country, we need 1 billion doses.
Wow.
You know, you need at least the initial 330 million.
Yeah.
But if there is a second wave of some sort, then you're going to have to inoculate people again, or you might they're thinking you're going to need a booster shot of some sort.
Right. Kind of like with the second shingles thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.